Well, hello everybody. Long time no see. Figured I'd check in with you over here on YouTube. For those who don't know me, I'm John Keefography. I'm a landscape photographer and ultralight backpacker in Minnesota. I'm usually more active over on Instagram and Facebook at Keefography, same as here. And I also recently just got done through hiking the Spear Hiking Trail. I had a blast, and if you want to see more about that trip, you can go check out my socials or the blog posts on my website. And today's actually the first time I'm back out on trail since then, and it feels really good. I'm doing a little solo overnight trip at Split Rock Lighthouse State Park at backpack site number 4. We also have some clouds rolling in now and a storm forecast for tonight and most of tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it actually because I have a brand new tent that I just got today in the mail. I'm not going to spoil what it is yet, but it's a good one, so stick around, find out. I'll show you what the site looks like and what I have in my bag. It's pretty much the same loadout that I had for the SHT. Let's go see what we got and see what's in my bag. Nice little picnic table here, fire ring, tent pad, bear box, super nice to have that. And the best part about this campsite, we are right on the shores of Lake Superior. Check out this view behind me here. Corundum Point off in the distance, a little bit of fog rolling in, and we have a sweeping view of the lake this way as well. Let's go check out the beach and then we'll get camp set up. Got a little latrine back here with a privacy fence. How fancy is that? That's nice, don't have to dig a cat hole or anything here. So before we get all set up here at camp, I figured I'd show you what's in my bag. And speaking of bags, for this trip, I'm using the Light AF multi-day 20-liter pack. There's no hip belt on it or a frame, but this weighs 12 ounces. And it does come with 2 sewn-in water bottle pockets on the shoulder. I keep a Garmin InReach. It's good for friends and family back home just to make sure I'm good. I can do a SOS if anything were to happen to me. And on the sides, I keep my dirty water bottle and water filter. And in this side of the bag, I keep my cook kit, tent stakes, paracord, and a rucksack to hang a bear bag. But at this site, there's a bear box, so I don't got to do that. I can be lazy. In the front stretchy lighter pocket, right now for this trip, I have some sandals. They look like cardboard. They basically are. Mayfly Ultralight. I think they're the Nymph sandals. I also have my rain gear in here since it's going to be raining tonight. I always keep my rain gear anyway because you never know what's going to happen. Enlightened equipment, Visp jackets, Zpacks, Virtus pants. I also have my first aid kit, and then we got the poop kit as well. Space bear bags, poop emoji bag, super fun. I really like the lower V shock cord loop on the Light AF bags. It's a really easy way to put your sleeping pad. I'm using an X-Pad 3/4 length one here, and I'm pairing it up with a Gossamer Gear thin light pad. Thin light pad's not really necessary, but it's versatile and super lightweight. And on the SHT, I had a buddy join me and he forgot his sleeping pad in the car. So I was able to give him this and he was able to stay a little comfortable at least. And that's pretty much everything that's on the outside of my pack. Let's dive in and see what we got inside. We got the Zpacks Plex Solo one-person trekking pole tent made out of DCF. Dyneema composite fabric. Weighs in at 13.3 ounces according to my scale at home. It's actually about a ½ ounce less than advertised on their website. It's in the stuff sack now, but this thing packs down like tiny, which is pretty good for DCF. It usually doesn't compress as very well as other tent materials. Super lightweight, waterproof, doesn't absorb any water. The huge thing about it for me is the pack size. That's like the major plus, besides the weight, obviously, and also the footprint size at camp. We'll take a closer look at it in a bit here when I get it all set up. And then underneath the tent will be my food bag, which is a Hilltops Pack custom printed DCF bag with my logo on there. Would you look at that? And I don't even need to hang this tonight because we have that bear box right there. After that, there's a couple things kind of loosely tucked away in here. There's a bug head net with that wind that's coming off the lake behind me there. It's blowing all the bugs away as well. This is kind of one of those things that you pack and hope that you don't have to use, so not going to. Then we have my electronic and miscellaneous ditty bag, Hilltops Pack DCF bag, Nightcore 10,000 portable battery bank, Goal Zero 4-inch micro USB cord, 2 adapters to go with it. One's a Lightning and one is a USB-C, so I can charge my phone, my headlamp, and my external battery. I can charge the external battery with this block if I go to a town or something. I'm not going to be using it on this trip, but I brought it anyway. This is my headlamp, the Nightcore NU25 with the shot cord modification on it, a notebook and a pen. They're both Write in the Rain, and they can write in the rain. And we got some stickers with my logo on them. Go follow that guy. So if you see me on the trail, ask me for one of these Keefography stickers and I'll hook you up. And then finally, lastly, inside of my pack, I like to keep a Nylofume pack liner. Right on top, you can see my sleeping bag, or rather my quilt, which is made by Enlightened Equipment. And this is a 50-degree quilt. It is their Enigma version. This is the Big Agnes AXL inflatable pillow. I like to have an extra pair of socks. These are Darn Toughs. I usually hike in the Injinji, the toe socks, just to keep my toes separated to prevent blisters, but I like these to sleep in. Plus, they have a lifetime warranty. This is a fleece beanie. This one is from Zpacks, weighs an ounce, keeps my head warm when I'm using the quilt. This is another item from Zpacks. This is their wind jacket. I like to have a wind jacket and wind pants because they weigh practically nothing and can be stuffed anywhere in your bag. They keep a little bit of warmth inside your layering system, and the bugs also can't get through this material. You might look like a trash bag in the process, but I already smell like garbage anyway, so whatever. As far as the wind pants go, I have the Enlightened Equipment ones. This company is based out of Minnesota, so I like to represent them, and they have really good products. Got a pair of extra boxers, sleep shirt, Patagonia lightweight long shirt, and then this is a buff that's going to go on my pillow. All right, now that I've made just a yard sale with all my gear just strewn about this campsite, I'm going to finally set up that tent. A big note is that it's a trekking pole tent, and I use the Gossamer Gear LT5s, and they don't quite reach the max height that you need for the tent. But before I bought it, I looked at some reviews, and a lot of other people were using them with it, and it seemed to work fine for them, so we'll see how my experience goes. Let's set it up. Well, that was pretty easy for setting up the Plex Solo for the first time. There was one point when I was setting this one up where I tensioned out one of the back guy lines a little too tight, and it pulled out the trekking pole and this front guy line here. It's more my fault for just not putting down the mini groundhog far enough into the ground. So here's what it looks like with the storm doors rolled up. Even when the doors are up, there's a nice little overhang. So if it's raining a little bit, you can kind of keep the water off of your stuff. Otherwise, yeah, there's just this little toggle here. So if it does rain, you can unfurl this and just attach it to this little hook here. I've had a little bit of splashing over the bathtub floor on the duplex on a couple of really bad storms, but this is pretty tight in here as far as the bathtub goes. Got plenty of space on the inside of the tent here. We'll see if we do get a good storm, if I'm kind of stuck in this little tent. All right, now that I got the tent and the rest of the camp set up, I'm gonna go eat dinner down by the water. There's a little bit of time before sunset, and wow, the fog has really kind of moved in since I was setting up. I'll go show you, hold on a sec. For dinner tonight, I got the Santa Fe rice and beans, which I actually haven't had yet, so we're gonna see how that is. Some olive oil for extra flavor and calories, some spices, seasonings, salt and pepper in here, and then I found a packet of hot sauce too, so we're gonna spice it up a little bit. Calls for 2 cups of water that I've already filtered from Lake Superior, and takes about 10 minutes. So I'm gonna start boiling the water with my fire maple stove. It's a little lighter than the Pocket Rocket and a little more trustworthy than the BRS 3000. Wow, the fog is really moving in now that I'm boiling water. There we go, it's just a little calmer without the sound of that stove now. I can't believe how flat the lake is right now too. Lake Superior is usually never this still. I've seen it when there's been 30-foot waves on it at times. I'll take this. Wow, the fog is so thick now. I just heard a boat go by. It sounded like they were really close, but couldn't see them at all. All right, my food's almost done now because I'm hungry. All right, so that meal wasn't that great. It was pretty bland, even with all the stuff I added, but at least it was pretty filling, so there's that. It's in my garbage bag now, and so are some cigarette butts, microplastics, and other litter that I found here along the rocky beach. I left it better than I found it, and now the fog's coming in pretty good, so I might retreat to the tent and see what it's like inside, how roomy it is. Interested to see how the tent holds up with condensation and rain if we get it. So have a good night. See you in the morning. So I went to the bathroom a little bit ago and I looked out over the lake and there's just constant lightning going on. It's pretty far away. It's to the north, way past Split Rock, or out east over Wisconsin. I don't know if the storm's actually coming this way or not. I don't know, maybe it's just going all around me, but it's still pretty cool to see. And then over by my tent, there's just lightning bugs all over the place too. They're flickering everywhere. Did you call them lightning bugs or did you call them fireflies? I mean, I think in this instance, lightning bugs make sense since there's lightning everywhere. There's a lightning bug that's like stuck in the mesh of my bathtub floor here. It's kind of cool, but it's like turning the inside of my tent into a strobe. Woke up to the sound of rain on the outside of the tent, which is always kind of nice, especially if it's just a light rain. I can hear the sound of the waves rolling in on Lake Superior. It must have picked up a lot over the night, and I bet it's pretty foggy out there. Again, we were forecasted for pretty heavy fog this morning, which is pretty usual for these summer days with humidity and rain. So I'll check in with you in a little bit when I feel like getting up. Just a little bit more wave action today than there was yesterday on the big lake. A lot more fog too. You can't even see Corundum Point in the background here somewhere, wherever it is. And the fog is just the entire lake. I just love when it's like this. It feels really cool, pretty unique, kind of spooky. This is pretty nice having a sit-down breakfast and a coffee at camp. When I was through hiking, I wouldn't do that. I would just pack up my tent right away and just hit the trail as soon as I woke up, right around sunrise. And I would just eat like protein bars and all kinds of snacks as I'm hiking. It's nice to kind of just chill out and take it easy in the morning. But I do like putting in big miles too, so gotta find a balance. Well, the sun has finally started to break through the clouds a little bit, and it's begun to burn off the fog, as you can see back here. And I think it's time for me to start packing up and heading out. So here we are on the top of Corundum Point. This is that giant rock face that you can see from my campsite, and unfortunately it's pretty fogged in, so you can't even see the view from up here. But my campsite was right around here on the shore of Lake Superior. As I was hiking past backpack site number 1, I saw that the vacant sign was flipped. So I decided to come down here and check it out for future reference. You have a nice view of Corundum Point. The fog started moving in as soon as I started talking. And there's a nice cove back over here. And on this side over here is the Cardin campsite that most people stay at. So I would definitely come stay at this site sometime. This is a really cool spot. As I was just climbing Bob's stairs here, I was looking up at Day Hill, this giant rock cliff above me, and all of a sudden I heard a noise, and a giant birch tree up there just snapped at the top and fell down onto the stairs. If I was like 30 seconds earlier, I would have been clobbered by that thing. I'm gonna keep going up Bob's stairs here, and hopefully no other trees fall down on me. I'm gonna make my way up to Day Hill, way up there. It's probably gonna be completely fogged in like it is everywhere else, but I got lots of time before I have to head home, so let's make the trip up there. Pretty incredible view up here on Day Hill. There's Lake Superior all around. It's a little fogged in, can't really see it. Corundum Point in the background again. This is backpack site number 1. That's where I was just at a little bit ago. And then way back there is where I stayed last night. That's backpack site number 4, 3, and 2 are kind of all spaced out throughout there. So pretty incredible spot. There's a lot to see here at Split Rock. You can go check out Pebble Beach down there, and of course the lighthouse itself. But I feel like this is a good spot to end the video. It was a really fun trip. It was nice getting back out on trail again, and this is the lightest pack that I've had by far. I think the base weight was about 7 pounds, maybe even a little less, but you know, I had pretty ideal weather conditions and only one night of food carried. But I think I'm gonna end it here. So thanks for following along. Go check out my social media channels, and maybe I'll keep making some videos in the future. Yeah, we'll see. Thanks, see ya.